Hello everyone, myself Hassan Mahmud Rana. In this presentation, I have chosen Bangladesh and Bangladesh Digital Security Act 2018. One young man was sentenced to 10 years in prison for distorting the meaning of the word Awami on Facebook status and was fined 1 million Bangladeshi taka. He just mentioned the origin of the word Awami and he was jailed for 10 years. The current and proposed legislation to govern the social media, Bangladesh government passed the Digital Security Act in October 2018. The government claimed that it is actually for prohibit the dissemination of racism, sectarianism, extremism, terrorist propaganda, and hatred towards religion or ethnic minorities by social media, print media, or any other media. However, this law and some of its provisions are overly broad and vague, giving the law enforcement agency enormous punitive power. One provision, for example, allowed law enforcement agency to seize any equipment, arrest anyone, or search any premises without a warrant. And it has become a weapon of choice for the government and for its supporter. So this law contains a provision that allow law enforcement agency to file charges against individual based on solely on suspicion of committing a crime. Furthermore, anyone another provision enables government supporter or for that matter any individual to file charges or file case against individual even if they are not committed. Over the last 3 years, supporters of government have used this law to create culture of fear among anyone who wants to make a critical comment about the government. There are some concerning section in this act. So we are not going to go through all, but there is some. According to the section 21, anyone using digital devices to spread or instigate negative propaganda against the liberation war or the father of the nation Sheikh Mujibur Rahman faces up to 14 years in prison or a fine up to 10 million Bangladeshi taka or both. According to section 25, anyone found intentionally publishing or broadcasting something on a website or in the electronic form to tarnish the state image or spread rumors faces up to 3 years in prison or taka 300,000 in fine or both. Section 43 allows a police officer may search or arrest anyone without a court warrant. And most popular, Section 57 Act allows for prosecution of anyone who publishes in electronic form material deemed false, obscene, defamatory, or has the potential to deprave or corrupt its audience. So you cannot share, you cannot share, you cannot like anything on the social media, according to this act. Social media security legislation court cases. According to Aino Salish Kendra, 1,134 cases were filed last year under this law, and it is actually in compared to 2020, it was 130. In 2019, it was 63. So the trend is actually upward and rocketed high. Over the last 6 years, in Bangladesh, government has arrested over 1,000 people under this act. There are some prominent cases. I have mentioned one initially. The one young man is sentenced 10 years. 3 journalists were sued under this legislation on April 29, 2020 in Northampton district after publishing a news story about an auto rickshaw driver who died following a confrontation with the Bangladesh police. Mohiuddin Sarkar, editor of Jago News 24, and Tawfiq Imroz Khalidi, editor of BD News 24, was detained on April 17, 2020 for releasing a report on the looting of relief item in the Thakurgaon district. So even if it's true, if someone faces that you cannot publish the truth, then you can face the consequences using this act. May 6, 2020, Assistant Director Abu Bakr Siddiqui of Unit 3 Rapid Action Battalion filed a lawsuit against the Bangladesh government on behalf of 11 people. One cartoonist Ahmed Kabir Kishore, 2 journalists, and one writer Julas Mannan, elder brother Minhaj Mannan Imon, Asif Mohiuddin, and Tasnim Khalil were among them. One of the 11 defendants, Mustaq Ahmed, died in prison on February 25, 2021, while he was in actually custody. On May 6, 2020, Sub-Inspector Motalev of Rupganj Police Station in the Narayanganj district filed a complaint against Momin Pradhan for posting a photo ridiculing Tanvir Hassan Monir, Member of Parliament for Tangail 2, for harvesting immature rice plant. So the Member of Parliament, he was trying to do something in the social media. He was trying to harvesting immature rice plant, and some people took this photo. He used that photo, and he was jailed because of that. On May 8, 2020, Bangladesh police discovered journalist Shafiqul Islam Kajol, who was vanished earlier, and charged him under this legislation. Also, Bangladesh law enforcement agencies used this Digital Security Act to ask Facebook to disclose personal information, and it's growing every year. From this, we can see that it is actually rocketed high. Every year, Facebook, Bangladesh law enforcement agencies asking because people cannot share their thought or criticize government decision on their using their own ID. Sometimes people are using some form of ID, other ID, or some pages information, some pages, and they are trying to close this information, and they are trying to grab those information from Facebook. Current procedure or reporting to the government or law enforcement if a citizen believes their information has been misused. We have already talked about 57. So if you face that, anyone can claim using that 57 that if it deems false or absence and anything that relates to that act, they can ask. But there is one more act is coming for the future, which has a broader audience and broader spectrum. Like it will have regulation for digital, social media, and OTT platform. So it says that intermediaries must prominently display the rules and regulation, privacy policy, and user agreement on their website or app. And users should be warned in terms of service not to host, display, upload, modify, publish, transmit, store, update, or share any information, and to not host, display, upload, alter, publish, transmit, store, update, or share information if that belongs to another person, is illegal, defamatory, obscene, pornographic, or intrusive of one's privacy, including bodily privacy, is harmful to children, or if it threatens the country's unity, integrity, defense, security, or sovereignty, threatens public order, or breaches the government secrecy. If it goes against Bangladesh liberation or and its spirit, or it goes against national figure. Here are some references we have used. Thank you.